So I knew as early as 10 years old that I was never going to have kids. There was a movie that came out in 1988 called She's Having a Baby with Kevin Bacon and Elizabeth McGovern. It was a really bad B film. You got to remember, in the 80s, this was a different time. Uh, Back in the 80s, your mom would drop you off at the movie theater and get a break from you. She would get a 2 hour break from you and go do something. And you didn't worry about getting kidnapped or, you know. Uh, so she drops me off, and this is the movie that was out that week. The whole point of the movie was Kevin Bacon knocks up Elizabeth McGovern. She gets pregnant. She gets big. And he worries about it the whole movie. And at the end of the movie, she has the baby, and that's it. I was 10 years old, and it was like I was watching my worst nightmare on the screen. Most boys were wanted to be daddies. When I want to be a daddy, I want to get married and have kids. It's kind of the thing to do. It's what most people do. And it was the very thing I did not want to do. I knew that early. Now, you know, watching the baby boomers in the 80s and the 90s as they got older get divorced, get divorced, get divorced, I started wondering, what's this marriage thing all about? Because it seemed to have a lot to do with money, property, prestige, but not a lot to do with love. And when my dad got divorced for the third time, I said, "What's this about?" And his answer was, "I didn't want to get married." I said, "Well, why did you?" His answer was, "That's what we were expected to do." Now, I heard an expert say, Joseph Campbell, he said, "Marriage is not a love affair. Marriage is an ordeal." Well, that doesn't sound attractive to me. The only reason I ever got into a relationship was because I thought I had to. I didn't really want to. I'm a very independent person. I like being by myself. I mean, if you want to come hang out and kiss and hug for a couple hours, that's fine, as long as you leave and let me be alone again. I'm very happy being independent. But some guys are very codependent, and they need a woman to wipe his ass for him. They can't wipe their own asses. They need someone else to do it. Honey, honey, honey. Oh, that's like my worst nightmare. So when I saw all the divorces and how it all ended in divorce court, alimony, broken families, divorced parents, child support payments, the kids all fucked up because mommy and daddy broke up and all this, I was one of, I'm not a genius. I'm not trying to suggest that I'm a genius, but I was one of the chosen few who raised his hand and asked the question, why do you keep getting married if you're just going to get divorced? And the answer I was getting was either we don't know, or that's what we were expected to do, or it'd be some dismissive, stupid answer. And so I just don't see a lot of people out there who think for themselves, who ask questions like, what do I want to do? Now, I'm a very low station in life. I have no car. I have very little money. In fact, I have barely enough to cover my bills, but there is enough. There's not really much left over, but there's enough to keep the electric going. So, what does that mean? Uh, I'm optimistic because I've had a break before, and I know breaks can come out of the clear blue sky. Now, breaks don't necessarily last forever. Some people do make it last forever. I mean, the Rolling Stones and Dolly Parton made it last forever, or their whole lives or whatever. That's pretty good. But shows do close. Blue Man Group closed New York, Boston, and Chicago. I mean, their days are numbered. The empire is falling. 30-year run. That's pretty good. That's really good. And so shows do close. Marriages fail. Most of them fail. I knew a chick in Georgia who all she wanted in the world was to get married. It was like a fantasy. It was a dream. It was that's what she wanted out of life. What do I want out of life? I want to be the next Richard Pryor. That's what I want out of life. But she wanted to get married, and a lot of people, men and women, they just desperately want that, and I just didn't feel the same way about it, and I'm fairly comfortable with that at this point. Yeah, I can understand getting married if you're in a foreign country and you need to get married for visa purposes. But I've heard of some people saying, I'm not the marrying kind, and that's me. I'm not the marrying kind. I knew a woman who was the marrying kind, and she married 3 times. She's probably on her 4th husband now. It's just that's what she does. She gets married. She knows the benefits of a marriage license, because if it doesn't work out, she's going to walk away with a lot of the guy's earnings. But sometimes a poor guy will marry a rich chick, and depending on that divorce agreement will determine whether he gets alimony. It's just all about money. And you don't want to get married for love, because love doesn't last that long. Love is short-lived. Love can turn into hate. I fell in love with a woman, and after a couple months, I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand her codependency, her stupid jokes, the way she talked. I couldn't stand her voice. I couldn't stand her temper. What happened to the love? Where'd the love go? Baby, baby, where did our love go? I don't know where it went. It was gone. I couldn't stand that bitch anymore. And she couldn't stand me either. So marriage is not, love is not a good reason to get married. Most of us don't know what love is anyway, because we're all fucked up. So I hope you learned something today, and there's nothing wrong with staying out of trouble.